Hey everybody, this is Jack Alwell with another money episode. Today we're discussing options. We're going to go over the basic profit and payoff graphs of calls and puts. So hopefully you get a little bit more understanding. And then in one of the upcoming episodes, I will be discussing how I roll in and out of stock positions by selling puts to get in and then selling calls to get out. So let's get to it. So let's look at Ford. Symbols F. And Ford right now, I picked Ford just because they have a big options chain. So Ford is sitting at 1375 right now as we speak on 17th of November. Let's talk about 100 shares. Okay. So this is what it would cost to get 100 shares worth of Ford right now. And we're going to talk about a call. So let's say, and let's look at December 23rd as the expiration date. And let's look at, so that's like in a month's time. Let's look at the 1450 calls. So strike. We're doing calls. So for this, so let's say the stock on 12/23/2022. Okay, so what is the payoff of the call? So the call is the right to buy the underlying stock at the strike price on or before the expiration date. So let's say on expiration, though, we're going to look at that. So what is the call payoff? So that is the max 0. This minus the strike price. We're going to, since it's 100 shares times by 100. So see how before we get to 1450, it's all 0. Because if the stock, for instance, was at 14, well, we would just buy it at 14. We wouldn't want to buy it at 1450. So then you can see it's going up. So let's see here. So let's visualize that. These are just the payoffs. So you can just imagine this would be all 0. And then at 1450, it starts going up $1 for every dollar move. So, and then what would the profit be? Well, that is just the payoff minus the price of the call, which I didn't actually give it. So let's say the 1450 call. So let's say that 40 cents, and that's, we got times it by 100. So it costed us $40 to enter that call. It's 40. So we're just shifting the payoff down by $40. Sorry. Okay. So you can see the payoff is in orange. Sorry, the payoff is in blue. Profit is in orange. So that's what it looks like. And you can see it just costed $40 to enter, to basically control the rights to these 100 shares, whereas it would have costed us $13.75 to buy 100 shares of the underlying. And here, why don't we just let's put the 100 shares profit. So if we were to just pay the $13.75 to get the shares, what would our profit be if it ends? What is our profit then? So, well, let's make sure this makes sense here. So here, let's just look at call profit and the 100 shares profit. So you can see that the stock, every dollar it goes up or down, that's what your profit's going to be going up or down. $100 because you have 100 shares, whereas you know exactly how much. I mean, it's kind of floored on the call and then it goes up. So that's what a call looks like. So let's look at Ford now. Let's look at here. You know what? We'll keep this up here. Let's call. So we'll keep this. Let's do a put payoff. So let's say the put we're going to look at also expires then. Let's keep with the 1450. Put. I'm looking this up. So this is what the price would be right now. And notice that it's more expensive because the put is the right to sell for 1450. So if we're at 13.75 right now, that's 75 cents of in the money. So, okay, so the payoff on this, the put, so this one benefits from the price going down. Simply go this minus this. This is the cost to enter the put. Here we'll put this once again. So here, let's look at, so you can see this is the put payoff. Once it hits 1450, starts going up. When it goes down, this is the profit. We just shift that down by $101 to contrast it with the shares. And you'll notice if you were to buy shares, if you were to buy 100 shares and buy a put, You see they kind of offset each other. So if you were to buy 100 shares and buy a put, what would your profit be? Well, it's just that plus that. And then we can see when you combine them, see these tails on the left will offset each other. And you're left with this gray amount that looks oddly similar to a call. So kind of another way to think about it. So hopefully this helped you understand calls and puts and kind of the payoff and profit diagrams. And hopefully you can use Excel to analyze some calls and puts on your own and see what the profits and payoffs look like. There's endless amounts of combinations of calls and puts you could use, different strike expiration dates, call strikes, all sorts of cool things you can use in different situations. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If there's a couple episodes I could recommend, my brother and I interviewed Mark Longo on our podcast, the Brothers on Books podcast. I'll have a link for that in the description. So that might be a good primer for you, or I would go listen to his podcast, The Options Bootcamp. So those are great resources. Let me know if you like this episode. Take care.